Hello and welcome to this short set review of the new Haunted House from LEGO. This is part of the new 18 Plus range, designed to attract more adult builders to the hobby. It's also part of the Fairground collection. The model itself looks quite stylish, set against the black and blue background, and the band at the bottom is the main colour of the set. The set itself features over 3,000 pieces and costs just over £209. Features 10 minifigures. Inside the box you'll find 24 numbered bags, one bag of dark tan plates and 3 large black plates which are loose inside the box. There's a very stylish set of instructions. Inside the cover you'll see the designers of the set, and they're featuring a nice picture based in the style of The Adventurers, a popular LEGO series from the late 1990s. Much of the set is based on the adventures of the main villain of that series, Baron von Barron, and features artifacts that he collected throughout his journeys. The build itself took around about 7 hours. It's quite interesting, but it's simple overall. As you're working your way through the instructions and build the artifacts that are featured in the set that the Baron has collected, you'll see little pieces of information about those artifacts in the top corner of the instruction booklet. This was actually a fairground ride as you're building. There's very little mechanism in the overall scale of things compared to the actual size of the model. And as we come to the end of the build here, it does actually become quite repetitive as you build the tower last, and it just seems to be section after section of doing the same thing. I suppose that's common with most LEGO rides. And now we see the completed model, which is actually quite nice, but it's extremely large, so make sure you've got somewhere to put it. I do love some of the side builds, the organ being one of my favourites. You see the actual drop tower itself, or the base of it at least, and the mechanism that powers the ride. A bit more about that in a minute or two. There's a set of hand-wound opening and closing doors. The mechanism that actually opens and closes the doors is hidden just behind one of the parapets, but they do move quite smoothly. Now going back to the mechanism that powers the actual ride, because of the weight of the car, it's extremely stiff to try and turn that little handle to make the ride move up to the top of the tower before it drops back down to the base. Although LEGO recommend 2 of the powered up motors and a hub, unfortunately that will cost you around about £70. I just added 2 power function motors and a battery box, total cost around about £20. The drive chain itself is a little bit of a problem, and it does tend to slip on that big gear at the bottom. I think that's caused by the overall length of it. Here you can actually see the ride in action. It's a little bit jerky where the chain is slipping. I might have to just do a bit of modding on that and put a bit of tension into it. The doors at the top of the tower open automatically as the car approaches, giving the minifigures a chance to look out before it drops sharply back down to the bottom. Overall, I'm quite pleased with the finished build. However, I don't think it will be joining my existing fairground collection, as it's more of a theme park ride than something you'd find on a travelling fairground. Overall, I do think that the olive green used as the main colour in this set is a little bit drab, and would much prefer to have seen the sand green in use. To get the most out of this build, I do think you need to display it open. In fact, if you got rid of the fairground ride part of it and removed the top 2 levels of the tower, it would sit well against the modular range. Overall, the final build does look quite impressive, however I don't think the fairground element works that well. In fact, I'm quite tempted to rebuild the old Greengrocer set in olive green.